The premise behind the class is that the students will be doing a lot of projects on their own. So they're developing ideas. So at the beginning of the module, they describe a problem, which in this case is food security. And then throughout the module, they'll be developing a solution to that, developing it as a project. And it's the whole process that they go through, the whole narrative of that process, which is the point of the module. It's a little bit different today. We've been talking about different things to do with food security. We've been talking about different enterprises. Set the scene a little bit on Monday, introducing FarmUrban. FarmUrban set up, what was it, about 2 years ago? So Paul and Jens set up FarmUrban, so they're the entrepreneurs behind it. And since then, they've managed to attract, coerce various people to do internships with them. So Royna and Nicola here doing internships with them. And they've basically engaging with the city in general, engaging with the university, working with different schools to deliver aquaponics projects on various levels. So I'll hand it over to you, Paul, because I think that's kind of what you're going to say, isn't it?
Yes, hi guys. Are you all sitting comfortably? Yeah? No. So if you could put all your chairs back on the sides and then just stand in the middle for me. So now we need four leaders of the group. Well, I bet you look like a team captain on board. What's your name? Alex. Alex, good to meet you, mate. Paul. Anyone else want to naturally emerge? Or should I go on? You. So now, go and stand by a box, pick a box.
Okay,
so who knows what aquaponics is? Show of hands. Who's ever built an aquaponics system before? Okay, that's a good start. So you've got half an hour and you've got to build an aquaponics system. Everything you need is in the boxes in front of you. There's no instructions.
Is there any fish?
Not in your boxes, no. We'll see. So you've got half an hour, and then after the half an hour, do you all know what an elevator pitch is? So you've got 2 minutes to pitch your aquaponics system, what it is and how it works. Right? You all got the same. So your half an hour starts now.
Sponge, dry, egg, liquor, young seeds. Root development can check. Right. They go straight. They seem like they must. I can't think of anything else.
So it is a constant system.
Yeah.
So this is going to bring up the fish fertilizer into there.
I believe you. Do you want me to hold
Can we get the pipe out of the way?
So you've had about half your time now, guys. Just stop for a few seconds. So you're doing okay. So we've done this with primary school children, teacher training, and like executives. And the primary school kids had finished by now. So, and the execs took, well, they didn't get anywhere close. So you're about somewhere in the middle. So maybe there's some rules on the screen there that might help you out. So fear will only hold you back. Don't be afraid to just try, just suggest whatever comes into your mind. There's no such thing as failure in this. Collaboration is key. So not just within the group, but maybe speak to other groups, see if you can get some insights and ideas. Don't be afraid to ask us, myself, Nicola, Rowena. We're not going to tell you how to do it, but we'll give you the information that you need. And the answers are actually all in there, so read some of the bottles and read some of the packaging. That'll give you some clues. And it's okay to use your smartphones. No one's Googled anything yet, so have a look. No, stop building now. So you've perfected your aquaponic systems. You've got to give your 2-minute elevator pitches. Who wants to go first? Okay, that seems great. you want to start? So if we can all keep our hand up. We can all gather around. So 2 minutes starts now.
Just so that we'll say something.
Yeah. Is where the fish are going to live. And they're going to be in a body of water. And in the bottom you have a pump attached to the timer, which is going to pump the water up to this tub which has plants in it. And there's a pipe that brings it up at the back. And then there's a plant sat in some gravel with bacteria in it. And they're going to grow in there. So there's water in here that's come from the fish, so that's got all the nutrients and food from the fish. And then once it's been through the plants, there's then another drain just here, which is going to take the top lay down back to the fish, which should be clean. And there should be the right type of nutrients the fish then needs. And then we've got
pH stuff and the iron in there.
so they're going to make sure all the conditions are right for the fish and the plants so that they can grow the best. And then we've got this is a cleaner that's going to take any extra waste away when it needs doing. And there's a net to catch the fish and a little scrubber to keep the tank nice and clean. Oh, yeah, there's a bar to stabilise the top tub so that the heavy weight from the plant water isn't going to tip the thing over. And then this lid is stuck up so the fish can have some light so that they can be happy.
Done.
That's good.
Yeah, excellent. Just like
So ours has got the fish in the bottom again, plants in the top. So to get the water from the fish to the plants, there's a pump which is attached to a timer. It's attached to a timer because we don't want the plants to drown. Obviously they need water, but they also need oxygen. So that's at the back, and then we've also got this for overflow. So the water, when it reaches this level, will start to drain back into the fish. This bar stops it from tipping while this tub at the top is full. We have these little clay things as a medium for the plants to attach to, and there's these little spongy things that like the seeds are going to be in. And so the clay also acts as a filter for. We did say, but I can't remember. So it acts as a filter as well. And so we have the pH thing that controls the pH, so if it's not right we can adjust it. And the iron, because the plants need it but the fish don't produce it. Got a little net to catch fish. This little thing so you can have a little look. That's nice. And yeah, that's basically it, I think.
The timer for the so it doesn't pump water up all the time. Or did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it.
excellent. Well done.
Right, so we got your standard setup on aquaponic system. You're going to have plants on top, fish on the bottom. It's going to be filled with water, so the fish can have some swim, breathe, live. Right, we've got a pump set up in the tank of water at the bottom. It's going to draw water up into the plant tank, which is going to provide sort of water for the plants so they can dry out and oxygenate the water. The plants then, obviously, while they grow, are going to produce. Sorry, not there. Ignore me. Right. The plants then are going to also filter the water as they grow, drawing out the waste products that are going to be produced by the fish, such as the ammonia, the nitrates, which are used by the plants to grow. We've also designed an overflow system just to make sure that the plants don't get too much water, because otherwise there won't be any oxygen in the water, causing the plants to die and wilt, and then the fish will also die because they build the crap at least when they poop. We have decided we're going to make sure the plants are nutrienced with many different magical things, such as first feed and rooting gel to provide nutrients. We've got clay balls in the bottom of the plant tank, which are going to help filter the water and provide the minerals from the clay. We're going to clean the tank with a siphon filter that is not being modelled by Bethlehem. Yeah, we're going to clean the tank with a siphon filter just to ensure that just in case the system is 100% efficient, that we are actually draining the fish tank properly to make sure that the fish can survive. And we've also got, to ensure that the pH remains constant, we've got pH up and iron, because fish don't do well in acidic conditions generally. So we're going to raise the pH to more of an alkaline, around say 7.5 possibly, just so the fish are happier and they do better. And we've also got the net to catch the fish, so we can take them out if this all goes really badly wrong.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Go ahead, yeah.
Then we've got our fish tanks, standard stuff that's been said before. Going to have the fish in here. Going to have them going to be producing waste and all sorts. That's going to be filtered through up here, get sprinkled out. It's going to be on a timer so we don't flood our plants. Not sure if you can see, but they're not going to be in this. We don't need this. They're going to be in a like sort of loose, just sitting about. Got these clay things to help do what clay things do.
So that's the clay things, the substrate in which the plants are going to be in.
Alright, thank you. Also going to have it flowing back through into here. Got it on timer obviously, so we don't want everything to flood and stuff. Yeah. And then here's just really all fish care, so you know, pump, brush, keep the place clean, maybe give the fish a little brush if they want one. net to catch them if we need to, as well as pH to help sort out the pH, keep it up, as well as iron to help counter this if we use too much. Boom.
Short and sweet. Some fantastic explanations. So I'll just show you, we've got one set up here with some plants in. You can have a look at. So here we've got a small scale aquaponics system. Aquaponics is the combination of aquaculture, which is growing fish, and hydroponics, growing plants without soil. So it's a closed loop system. Our fish give off ammonia, which is then broken down by the biofilter to release nitrates, the fertiliser for the plants. So the fish are fertilising the plants, and the plants are purifying the water for the fish. So we can grow fish and harvest lettuce and herbs. Does this filter it itself, or is it something?
No, it just stops it. So like all the hard particles, the actual solid mass, just gets stuck in the substrate instead of just being pumped back into the tank.
But then, would they just stay there?
Well, no, because then that means it sticks it for the roots of the plant.
Yeah. So this is a substrate for, what did you say?
Bacteria.
Bacteria. Yeah. So there's bacteria live on here. So why is that good for bacteria? So, yeah, so the ammonia that is released by the fish gets pumped up, and the ammonia is toxic to the fish, so we need to convert it into, does anyone know what the plants need?
Nitrate.
So it goes from ammonia to nitrites, then nitrites to nitrates, and there's two types of bacteria that live on here and that do that for you. So it's called a biofilter, but it's porous and it's got a really, really high surface area, A-level science. So the bacteria colonise this and provide us with a biofilter. So as the water passes up through, that ammonia gets converted to nitrite, then nitrate, nourishes and fertilises the plants. The plants' roots are taking out those nitrates and purifying the water for the fish. So anyone can get these components. It's IKEA and then basic plumbing components and scalable. So it's an open source design that we publish on the website, and you can just download the component list and build one yourself, or we'll pre-process and send you one in the format that you got it with all the bits.